You know that moment when one thing goes wrong and your body goes into complete meltdown mode? This is your brain's panic button flipping on, but it's not the actual situation that you're panicking about. It's more about the feeling that you're getting, the reaction to the situation. Brain's panic button flips on when we start fighting with how we feel or what is. When we start saying, I shouldn't feel like this. I should be over this. Get it together. What's wrong with me? Those internal comments are us fighting with how we feel. We're fighting against what is, what, how we actually feel inside. It's when we wrestle with our own shadow. But have you noticed the harder you fight against it, the messier it gets? The louder the noise, the more chaos in our mind, and the more you spiral. That's because the switch turns on when we're fighting against it, when we're resisting what is, and actually acknowledging it and accepting what is and how we feel will turn that panic switch off. How you feel is how you feel. It is what it is. When we fight against it, it makes the feeling stronger. And in a way, it's almost like it's trying to tell you, hey, just listen to me, just acknowledge me, acknowledge how you feel, accept how you feel, and it'll ease. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to think it's right or fair or you deserve it or you don't have to approve of it. Acceptance is just acknowledging what is happening. So if you acknowledge how you feel, how you react to something, it might be just a simple sentence of, okay, I'm feeling really frustrated right now. I'm really annoyed right now. I'm really sad right now. Just acknowledging that feeling. You don't have to agree with it. It's not about agreeance. It's not about letting something slide. It's not about someone getting away with something. It's just acknowledging it and saying, okay, I feel this right now. Resistance is wanting something to be different than it is, wanting to feel different than you actually do, wanting things to be different. Um, but they're not. Like, even though we resist it, even though we don't accept something, it doesn't change what is. You still feel that way. And so oftentimes you feel it way stronger because you're resisting it. Accept what is for a moment. And then it calms it because you acknowledge it. Because when you actually acknowledge it, it's not a weakness. It's actually a huge strength to be able to sit with your feeling, acknowledge the feeling, be okay with it, even if you don't agree with it. Just being okay with it. Like, okay, it is what it is. This is what we're doing. Now what? And that now what's important because when we accept something as it is, we have options. And so it's that, okay, this is what's happening right now. Now what? And that leaves open options. What can I do with what's happening right now? When we fight against it, resisting it is saying, I don't like this. I'm not okay with this. And I'm going to fight against it until it changes. Or for some people, it's, I don't like this. And I'm going to let everybody know that I'm not okay with this and I don't like it. Either way, it doesn't change what is. You're just fighting against what is, and it doesn't work. And when we do that, we don't have any options. We don't leave any room for choices because there's no, okay, now what? Instead, we're just button head, fighting against it, no matter what, fighting against it, even though it's what is, it's what's happening. I One of my sessions with my therapist, I brought in that I was I was really annoyed with someone, and they had asked if I was annoyed or if they were being annoying. And I said, no. I said, no, I'm just in a bad mood. I'm just in a crap mood. And I didn't like that I kind of fibbed about it. And so I was talking to my therapist about this, and she said, but you were annoyed. You just said that you were annoyed. I said, I was, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be somebody that gets annoyed about this. She said, but you were annoyed. Yeah, but I don't want to be. And then she's like, yeah, but you're fighting against what was real. Like, you were annoyed. And that's what we do so often. We don't want to feel that way. And so we fight against it, but we are feeling that way. Instead of just saying to myself, yeah, I'm really annoyed right now. Now what? If I don't want to be somebody that gets annoyed about that, I need to work on that. And so you see that option. I have choices if I say, okay, yep, I am annoyed. Now what? Versus, no, I don't want to be annoyed. I don't want to be somebody that is annoyed by this. I don't leave any room for, okay, how do I change that? How do I adjust this for next time? And here's the thing too, our emotions don't last very long. They literally only last, I think it's like 30 to 45 seconds. The feeling, the emotion itself. Where we get into a spiral is because we get this feeling and then we think about it. We go into our head and come up with why that feeling is there. And our mind wants to make sense of it. And then it's this whole story about why the whole story about it is in here, which then strengthens the feeling in the body. And then because it's stronger, we keep thinking about it. And so it's this vicious cycle. But if you can sit with just the feeling in your body, and just focus on that for 45 seconds, the feeling eases. So I'm not creating this cycle of why it's there and the whole story behind the annoyance, which then strengthens that feeling and the vicious cycle. I can just focus on that, the feeling. It's hard to do, but when I'm able to do it and I catch myself, it's pretty cool because it literally goes away. Now you can bring it back, but all of a sudden start thinking about it again. But if you just let it go, and okay, that was weird, move on and move on. Because we can't outrun the emotion no matter how hard we try. But we can reduce how long it sits with us. We can reduce or eliminate the stories we tell ourselves about it. We can stop the spiral. How do we do that? Stop fighting the feeling. Oftentimes it's the stories we tell ourselves. That's the fight. But just the feeling, it's just a feeling. We don't get to choose that. That comes first. The feeling in the body comes first. And then we create the story is second. That's where we can change it. When you can acknowledge and accept how you think or how you're feeling, your nervous system relaxes, chills the F out. And if you think about it, if you can acknowledge and accept how you feel or how you're thinking and just, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I can breathe through this. I can get through this. I'm just feeling this right now. If you acknowledge it, that's actually listening to yourself. It's hearing yourself. It's validating your feelings. It's seeing yourself, and it's being a friend to yourself. That's what accepting and acknowledging is it's being a better friend to yourself when the moment sucks a little bit. It's being honest and real with yourself. You're letting the feelings be there without fighting against them. You're okay with how it feels. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. It doesn't mean that you approve of it or you're deserving of it or it's fair or it's right, but you're acknowledging that it's there. And you're okay with it being there because you don't really have a choice. Like, it's there no matter what. It is what it is. My mom used to say that all the time. It is what it is. And that's what it is. Like we, fighting against it doesn't change it. Accepting it actually does ease the struggle with it. And no, if you acknowledge or accept how you feel and how you think, it doesn't make you soft or lose control. You actually gain control. Because remember, you gain choices when you accept it, when you acknowledge and accept what you're feeling or what the situation is. You gain control because you have choices now. When we fight it, there's no choice. That's when you lose control. That's when you freak out, is when you fight against it. But when you accept it and acknowledge this is what's happening right now, then you gain control because you can say, okay, now what am I going to do about this? What can I do about this? Oh, I can do this, this, this. When we ask ourselves a real question, a genuine question, we will answer ourselves. We'll give ourselves honest answers. And so when you say, okay, this is what's happening, now what? What are my options? You're going to find real options. But when you say, I don't want this to be happening, I want this to be different, it needs to be different, I want to feel different, I don't like this, your body just says, okay, we're fighting this. But it doesn't change it, unfortunately, right? You want freedom from the spiral. You want to feel like yourself again, and you want the intensity to drop. Acceptance and this little practice can give you that. Next time you catch yourself fighting how you feel, wanting things to be different, and feel yourself spiraling, try this. Name what you feel without judgment. Take a deep, belly deep breath in and out through your nose. Notice where you feel it in your body. Where does that emotion show up in your body, and focus on it. Focus hard on it for at least 45 seconds. Just the body, where you feel it in your body. And then remind yourself, okay, this is what's happening right now, and I can handle this. Because you can. You can handle this. You can handle whatever comes your way. It's more about the fight against it that we struggle with than what's actually happening.